I want you to imagine for just a moment what it would be like to take your brand that you've built an audience around or a skill set that you've been teaching, and what it would be like to build a product digitally that you get to collect 100% of the profits for and launch it to your audience while also transforming people's lives with the skills that you could transfer to them. That's the power of building a course, a community, and an online program. If you don't know who I am, my name is Tyler Jorgensen. I've founded launchpartner.com, which is an agency where I do done-for-you launches for e-learning companies. I've done about 20 plus now at this point in the last year, and it's been successful. And now I've built Monetize Mentor, where I help creators, influencers, experts, and skilled individuals monetize their skills and their knowledge online through e-learning products. Now, you might think to yourself, well, Tyler, I don't want to ruin my brand. I don't think I have the right skill sets to be able to do that. It's the thing that I would build isn't on the same page as to what my audience wants to see. And look, you might be right about a lot of those things, but a couple of them are completely not true. It won't ruin your brand doing it the right way. And also, you don't need to have the extraordinary skill sets in order for you to just become the teacher or educator that you want to be. Now, it's no secret that a lot of creators don't make a lot of money. You might have a lot of views, you might have a lot of people hyping you up on social media, but you don't have the numbers to match it in your bank account. And that's where I want to change the game for you. The way that you can do this extremely simply is by joining Monetize Mentor, where I've created an online education system in order for you to be able to monetize your audience by creating digital products and programs. The simplest way possible with the least amount of headache and the proven processes and systems to either do low ticket recurring revenue monthly retainers on subscription-based platforms, or high ticket with full sales teams and setting teams in order for you to optimize for the highest chances of success and profit. Doesn't matter which way you choose, you can absolutely utilize it all. And I want to tell you my strategy here today as to where I would go if I was you and why you should figure this out before it's too late, because all of these strategies are not going to be here forever and you don't want to miss the wave when it's already going to be on its way out. So nonetheless, let's get right into it, because I don't want you to be waiting out any longer. The best strategy today in order for you to build an education company is to build a flywheel that you can bring organic content to your audience, giving away free value to them. Now, after you've secured the idea in your mind as to what skill set you want to focus on fully, you need to build a productized program or some sort of product or transformation you can bring to those people. Let's just say you have a brand teaching people how to draw, teaching people how to cook, teaching people how to lose weight, fitness, eating, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Now, instead of going deep into the nitty-gritty details as to what to do for building your offer, your audience, and structuring the program, that's everything I put inside of the Monetize Mentor, so you can go ahead and join. It's in the description box below. It's completely free, 100% free, and I'll even get on a one-to-one call with you. But the strategy is as follows. Essentially what it is that you have to do is get your core skill set you can build a product around. I would not focus on what you think you make the most money with, but ultimately what you can provide the biggest and most powerful transformation around. Now, this could be literally so vast and different that you might not even realize it yet. I've seen some crazy offers from people ranging from how to draw better portraits, and teaching people how to do that and gift those portraits to loved ones as a coaching community on a monthly subscription, to the most basic thing is losing weight. So you can always figure out something that's unique. And I have multiple different videos teaching how to kind of figure that part out. But once you do, it's extremely simple. So I would get that skill set, figure out how you can productize it into an actual offer, and then focus on that offer here. Now, the reason why I'm putting my hands out in front of me right here is because it's the middle of your ascension ladder. There's a high level, a core level, and a low level. The reason why there's 3 different levels is because that's how you're going to have your ascension ladder built for your company. So the ascension ladder is essentially the basic steps that your prospects or the cold audience that have been following you or don't know you yet will be able to come into your ecosystem, which is your business, and learn from you and ascend into the highest tier products that you're going to create. Now, of course, you're going to get the people over here who don't know who you are yet or been following you for some time. There are going to be some that come from here that go up to the highest level or to the core level and skip the lowest level as well. But I want you to keep in mind that the best way to strategize this is to do it exactly how I'm teaching you here today. We're going to focus on our core level offer. That's going to be the main transformation that's most sought after by anybody who's interested in the skill sets that you've built a productized business around. For this example, I'm just going to take fitness because it's extremely simple to understand. And I think most people kind of understand how it would be structured because it's most commonly known for most people. So as you know, there's fitness coaches that help people lose weight. Now, let's just say I've went through my trainings that I give you and we've buckled it down to being, I help busy moms who are postnatal, they have postnatal baby fat. So I help busy moms with postnatal baby fat lose 30 pounds in 12 months, or you can just say lose fat, right? Lose weight in 12 months with my baby fat burning blueprint without getting rid of your favorite foods. That's my main thing. That's the main promise that we're making to that audience. Okay, I just made it up off the top of my mind, but nonetheless, that's my main promise that people are going to see this business and this offer as and want to be part of it. So if that's what I'm offering them, then I'm going to focus my whole attention on building that to be the best transformation as much as possible. The reason is because that's going to be your core flagship offer that you're going to build $1 million business around. So what do you do after you do that? Well, you have to break down the big promise into 4 main parts. Now, it might not be 4 exactly, but it could be 3 to 5, no more, no less. And these are going to be milestones that you're going to break down from your main offer. So if I'm going to help someone as a promise lose weight in X amount of time without X big pain, then I need to break down 4 phases, 3 to 5 phases that they're going to reach small achievements throughout that journey. Just like imagine if you were at the bottom of a hill and you wanted to get to the top of the hill. Now, in order to get to the top, you can't just jump and automatically appear at the top of the mountain. Obviously, you're gonna have to walk your way all the way up to the top. But now I want you to imagine that there's 4 gates that you need to go through in order to get there to the top. In between each gate being a new mission with multiple steps in between in order to break through each gate to get to the top. That's how your program is structured, because it's not going to be simple for these people, and it's going to be extremely simple. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be simple. I'm going to go back and say that again. It's going to be extremely simple for these people if you set it up this way, but it's not going to be easy for everybody because getting results takes a lot of dedication and hard work. So you need to make sure that's number 1 and extremely clear, but number 2, set out in a way to where they can at least visualize how they're going to get those results, so they're at least motivated to go through and do it with you. So this is a huge reason why I structure it this way. So if I'm going to start at the bottom of the hill, that's where your prospect is as they first bought your entire program or joined your community. Now, in order for them to start to get to the first milestone is what I call them, right? The end result is at the top of the mountain. I'm starting here at the start, right? I'm trying to trudge my way up to the mountain. I reach block number 1, which is milestone number 1. Each step in between is a different stepping stone to get to that first milestone, like a checkpoint in a video game, I guess you can say, right? So after I get to that first thing, I would have already achieved that goal. So I started down here. I walked my way up through these stepping stones, right? I achieved block number 1. I can break through and say, hey, I achieved this goal. Can I come through this next gate? Now you're on to the second steps, right? The second main milestone. We're going to break through that gate, the first gate, and you're going to walk all the way up to the second gate, which is milestone number 2. And if you've achieved that one, you can go on and so forth up to the very top. So let me break down why I break it into milestones like this. I want you to imagine 4 specific core phases someone goes through to reach that goal. Now, if my goal is to help them lose weight, there's going to be 4 main things that they're going to have to do in order. That's really important. Make it chronological, because if you make it progressive and chronological, it's extremely simple to follow. It's just like following instructions to a recipe that is for one of your favorite meals. You're not going to just look at a bunch of different instructions that are just all over the page. That's obviously not easy to follow, and you have no idea what to start with first. That's how most programs are built. And that's why most don't get results, and most people are called scammers, because you might have great information, but if you're not laying it out in a structured roadmap, people aren't going to take it serious because they're confused. And a confused person never buys, and a confused person that does buy always will charge back. So you don't want your students to be those people. That's why you structure it this way. So how do you do this with the milestones that you build out? Well, the milestones are set up chronologically. Like I said, if my goal is to lose weight for these clients, then I'm going to set up number one being self-accountability. And I'm going to have a structured stepping stone list of different lessons underneath that one module, which is each milestone tends to be the modules inside your program. And from there, the stepping stones are my chronological steps to achieve that one checkpoint milestone. So essentially, I would have step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5 listed out underneath self-accountability that I would help them become more self-accountable. And at the end of that, they should have a perfect system to become self-accountable. And only then, if they achieved all of those things and have a solid self-accountability, new set of mindset and skills and their new knowledge, can they move on to step number 2. As you can see, if I were to put someone in here, that's the first thing that everyone should go through if they're trying to lose weight, is all about self-accountability, being mindful, and the mindset around being able to lose weight and then keep it off after they actually get there, right? So it's the first step into everything, because if you don't have the right mindset or self-accountability, you can't go into nutrition, exercise, maintenance, weight cutting, and progressing even past that if you don't start there. So that's why I did it this way. And I go through all these teachings too in my program. I know it might seem confusing, but I make it extremely simple in my program too, just so you guys know. But nonetheless, my step number 2 would be nutrition. Step number 3 would be exercise, right? And step number 4 would be weight cut and maintenance, because that's the progression, the each main big block phases that they would go through and achieve throughout the program, right? And I wouldn't just name them that. I would call them something that it would be more of an outcome-based checkpoint accomplishment. So for example, it would be step number 1, becoming extremely self-accountable. That's what you want to strive to achieve in step number 1, big block number 1, or milestone number 1, right? List out all the steps to achieve that goal. Underneath that, they go through that, they progress through, they take a quiz, even maybe read some assets or use a worksheet, or maybe it's literally just having ordering a planner and you help them structure that all out. Obviously the inner workings are a lot different for any coach and any type of program, but that's the idea, okay? And then once they go to step number 2, it'd be all about nutrition. So I'd say something along the lines of become a nutrition expert, right? That'd be step number 2. And once going through that, they should know how to count their macros, understanding what types of diet fits their specific body type and their allergies and all that kind of good stuff, and their favorite foods or whatever, how to understand what macros are and how to like carb cycle or whatever, all that kind of good stuff, inner workings of nutrition, okay? So, and if you can also structure it around like different types of diets that they're needing to eat. Maybe they're diabetic, maybe they solely eat carnivore based, keto based, paleo, just regular, well-balanced, or maybe it's specifically vegan. I don't know, right? Keto, I think I already said that, but nonetheless, you get my point. You need to structure it around that and make sure you include what you need for the specific audience that you're talking to. Extremely important. Now, once they go through that, they become a nutrition expert, and so on and so forth into level 3 and level 4. And that's going up that hill to reach that end goal. So you can see, if I'm going to start that journey myself, I'm going to step on my way up to gate number 1. Cool. I accomplished becoming self-accountable all through these steps. I'm going to go step. Great. I became a nutrition expert. Step. Great. I became an exercise expert, right? Now I know exactly how to exercise, with what foods to eat and when. I'm able to recover better now, blah, 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 blah. And I've been going through this journey. Now I'm step all the way to number 4, which is cutting this weight and maintaining my weight loss, right? So I can boom, learn all of that. And step number 4, once I break through that end gate, all of a sudden that person is up at the very top of the mountain and they've achieved that goal. That's the best way to structure out any course. And obviously you can throw in all assets, resources, guides, ebooks, PDFs, checklists, whatever else you want to include inside of all of those different things. right? Usually you would lay them into each of the stepping stones or lessons inside of each module so that you can increase the value and also have a multifaceted learning approach that gets different areas and learning receptors for themselves, which is super big, right? Because if you have something that someone could read, right? Someone could watch, someone can listen to, and then someone can actually physically do, you're hitting all the different learning receptors, which is really, really important. So you can absolutely do that. And the more the better. I would not skimp out on any of that stuff, but I would just always opt for the option that would bring the best results the fastest. And I would measure that by asking around and also by figuring it out for yourself, because you should only be teaching stuff that you honestly know how to do, because that's the best way to actually get this done faster. So if you don't know, use ChatGPT as well, because that'll definitely help you out. So I have another video on that too if you want to watch how to use ChatGPT to build all this as well, the same exact structured way I'm teaching you now. But nonetheless, once you figure that out, that's your core product. Now all of a sudden you have a USP, right? You're like, well, how do I be different? How am I gonna stand out? How can I, this guy is doing the same thing that I'm doing, and he has like 1 million followers and like $100 million and all this. Like, shut up for a second and just calm down and take a breath, because you sound stupid. And I want to tell you right now that you're overthinking this shit, because at the end of the day, you are completely different. You are not that person. Great. You guys could have literally the same shit that you've built. All right. This is the funny part about building products online as a digital product and a e-learning business owner. Okay. Is that you can literally have the duplicated content and exact program as someone else and brand it underneath you and your name and have it be seen completely different. It can even have the same fucking name, like literally the same shit, but it's completely different because it's you and your brand. That's why I want you to get away from the competition or saturation. Like there's no such thing. It's if people trust you, they'll buy from you. That's how it works. Really, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you're selling. That's why you see all these big ass creators or whatever, like Kylie Kardashian or Kylie Jenner. I don't know which one it is. I don't follow any of them. Anyways, you understand though that they can just launch whatever brand that they want and they're going to make millions of dollars because people love them, right? Like that's the whole purpose of this. And even if you don't have a brand, it still works the same way because people will follow you. It's just going to take a little bit of time to build those loyal fans of your own, right? So I would not worry about that. But essentially, the same way we can still position ourselves as different is, number one, your content is going to stand out because you have your own personality and you're completely different than everybody else. You have a different face, different life. You just got to let that shine through and share your transformation from what you've already done for what you're teaching them. And that's how you're going to win people over with your story and how you're going to bring them the same transformation with your product. That's the first way. The second way is taking those main milestones, right? I had a self-accountability, I had exercise or nutrition, exercise, and then maintenance and weight cut, right? I had those 4 steps. Cool. I'm going to take those out, right? Boom. I'm going to lay them right here. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put wrapping paper on that thing and I'm going to slap a label on it and say, hey, this is my thing. This is my package here. This is my like unique, look, it's my unique thing. And that's my USP, right? Like it's just the process. It doesn't have to be like I developed this crazy software shit or whatever, right? Like it's just your process. You just put a name on your process and it's good to go. That's why I said in my promise with my baby fat burning blueprint, I could just label that on it. Cool. If it's not taken, there's no trademark on it or whatever. That's my thing. It's my unique thing. And now you use that same thing, that same package, right? My 4-step process. And I go now and I'm going to use it in my sales script. How are you going to get me this result? Well, Jenny, I'm going to let you know there's a 4-step process. Step number 1, what we're going to do together is we're going to go through X, Y, and Z and help you optimize for self-accountability. This is really important because blah, 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 blah. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah, no, that totally does. I really needed that. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, blah, 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 right? You get the point. So that's obviously if you're taking sales calls, but you're going to do that same thing on sales pages, even if it's just a $500 course. It works the same fucking way. It's the same shit. So I want you to understand though that is extremely important, because It's how you utilize it is what makes the biggest difference. So obviously there's some stuff that goes into the copywriting, making sure it sounds sexy and makes sense and all that stuff. That's why I teach it in Monetize Mentor. But overall, that's the strategy around it. Now you have like a whole offer. Now you have literally like a sellable thing, right? So you have the promise, you have the milestones, you have the content, you have the wrapping paper around your offer, which is your USP. Now you have something unique that sounds different. Because to let you know, even if you're better than everybody else, it's still better to be different than to be better. And what that means is being better than someone through marketing never gets you more sales. It might sound sexier, but it's never going to get you more sales. Being different will help you stand out and become that person that makes a lot of sales online. So if you have an organic brand, you're going to have a lot more of an easier time selling this thing, even if it's generic as hell. But if you're not, then you really need to focus on standing out. So packaging that up and leveraging that unique aspect of your program is going to be super vital for you. So essentially you need to position this as the newest way to do that end goal, right? So the newest framework or process that's literally it's revolutionizing the entire fitness industry in order for moms who want to lose baby fat the right way. Like, it's revolutionary. It's the newest way. It's because we did all these different things and we've discovered the best way to lose baby fat as a mom that takes the least amount of time without, getting rid of all your favorite foods. And it's with this framework, let me teach it to you on a webinar, right? So that's how you position yourself as different. So you just build a lot of curiosity around your unique process, even though it's the same process. They don't know that. They don't know that, right? It's different because it's taught by you ultimately, really, and your own story and your transformation. So that's essentially how you position yourself as different. But now you have all of that, right? Now what we're going to do is, you might be thinking when are we going to get to the bottom lower level thing? Well, that's where this comes in after we build out our core offer. Once we build out everything with all the steps that go inside of each module, now what we're going to do is find out what steps inside of each level are the most sexy to your audience. This is so important. It's not even funny. So essentially, what you see a lot of the time, there's ebooks, guides, mini course, webinar, free training, right? With all these big, sexy topics that a lot of people look for, right, on social media. And it's very intentional this way. The reason why is because they know what is most sexy in the market. Now, if you saw someone come out tomorrow and say, hey, this is my, let's just say, my warm up that I do every single time before a workout. You want my checklist? No one cares. Really, no one gives a shit about that at all whatsoever. But if that same person were to come out and say, hey, this is my morning routine that's helped me stay super energized before I start my day, so I crush it at the gym and also look great at the end of the day. That's absolutely sexy to everybody, right? Because the morning routine thing, self-accountability, blah, 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 blah. Even that, and then also that something that I think would even be better is unique checklists for the best foods to burn that weight, right? Because diet is definitely going to overpower that. But that still might work really well as well, depending on what your audience is. Maybe you're dealing with entrepreneurs, right? They need to be alert and up in the morning in order to be at the peak performing level that they need to be for their business, while also helping them with their fitness goals. That might be better for them because it's a different audience, rather than maybe if it's a stay-at-home mom, she don't really care about a morning routine, right? So she cares about feeling better and losing that weight, or whatever the case is. So you don't know, it depends on who you're talking to at the end of the day, but figuring out what thing from each of the modules you can pull out and create into different delivery models as a lead magnet. That's what goes down here. So now what we're going to do is pick the 5 top things that come out of the course, the main offer, that we can create ebooks, guides, PDFs, webinars, free trainings, mini course, or something, right? In order for us to leverage on funnels to go get out and get free leads, okay? Now, the best way to do it is to offer them for free, obviously, if you're brand new at this. So if you have a content channel, I would build these things out. I would even ask them what they want, because obviously it's better to do the research before you build it, nonetheless. But what you're going to do is take those things, build out the funnels, and I give you all the funnels and everything inside of my program. Like I said, it's free for now for the next couple months. So join it before it goes up to $47 a month. But even then, it's ridiculously cheap. And I'll probably increase it as it keeps getting bigger. But if you're in it from the start right now, as this video is being recorded, join it, because I give all this shit away for free. You can literally plug in everything right now. I'm really just trying to get testimonials and case studies. So if you're interested, just go join, and you'll see everything inside too. But that's why I'm creating this video, so you can see it, right? Because this is a very sought after topic that I did research on to make sure that I know what video to create, to be very honest with you. And also, so once you do that, you're going to have like a handful, and you're always going to have more and more and more lead magnets that you can always test. Ideally, you can test every single one of the things that you built around, right? Ideally. But obviously that takes a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of effort to build. So pick the 5 top ones that you know for sure are going to convert very well, depending on your audience. Maybe use ChatGPT to help you out. Just ask it, hey, I have these ideas. Which ones do you think would resonate most for the most highest searched and also highest demand for this market, right? It'll tell you like, oh, this, and this is why, whatever, right? So from there, build out the funnels. Now you're going to go promote them on videos just like this video here, or through your social media on short form content, in order for you to get more volume of eyeballs on your content. That's extremely important, because you're going to have a certain percentage of views take you up on whatever offer it is. Now all of a sudden you're collecting name, phone number, email on an opt-in form on a funnel to get that piece of free value. But then the second part of that funnel is them seeing your main offer, either it be on a sales page selling your course, or a video VSL, video sales letter, where it's pretty much you just showcasing on a video what you're going to do for that person. And then they'll book a call to get on a sales call with you. That same funnel process is what I've always utilized. It's in my community, so you can go find that in the course too, so you can leverage that to see success for yourself. Plus all the systems and the software on the back end, so you can actually process those sales and optimize your sales process. But nonetheless, that's the flywheel, right? And now that content machine, and that's paired with paid ads once you can spend on paid ads, but that's where you're gonna get everyone. That's the top of the funnel, you'll hear a lot of the time. It's the biggest, widest part of that funnel, right? So up here, the widest part of the funnel is the cold audiences, or down here, same idea, right? Cold audiences are out here. They need to be siphoned in to the lowest level, which is the lowest barrier to entry for your new ideal customers to get into your ecosystem, right? It's like how much, like what's the least amount of things or what's the most amount of things I could give away for the least amount of money and the least amount of barrier to entry, that more people will come in and trust me more. That's the whole goal of these things, is to trust me, make sure it's extremely valuable, make sure they get the actual, value that they wanted from it, so they can see that I'm someone that they can know and like and trust. And then from there, a certain percentage of these people will upsell into the main offer. Some of these people in the main offer will upsell into your inner circle type of offer up here. I'm not even going to talk about this one right now. You can find it inside of my community, because this is so customary and different that you shouldn't even open this one up here until you're at like 7 figures with the main offer anyway. But it's usually like a yearly subscription to like $25,000 or something like that. It's more than 10K usually, or it's a solid monthly retainer just for more attention from you. Because most people, as they come into your ecosystem, they'll want to just be next to you more. So that's why you would open up something up here. Maybe it's like a small group. You see like Andrew Tate, he has the War Room. It's similar to that. It's like the higher level thing. They do like, meetups and stuff like that, which is cool. You can do the same similar things. I see one working really well where it's like a quarterly mastermind that's at this dude's house, and you're in a private group chat with all the people who are in the inner circle, right? So that's something similar, and you pay on a monthly subscription, a pretty high ticket. That's something that you can utilize for yourself, but like that's a different strategy and totally second step after building all this shit out first, right? So that's the way to do it. That's the Ascension Ladder model for building a e-learning company the right way. So once you focus on that first thing and build it out completely like the correct way, you can pull out those things, leverage them as lead magnets to get cold people out here in the audience to come into your core ecosystem. Leverage that trust, nurture them, have setters in place that you're going to have in your DMs or in the community group and stuff like that to set them up into an appointment or sell them on the course, and then have them in the actual paid community. And then you're going to be able to upsell some of those people into the top tier thing. And all of a sudden now you're making like tons of money because you have a full flywheel of just new people always coming in because you're pumping out content and ads. Now people are going to constantly see you. You're getting good cost per results, and you're actually able to scale your company because an X% of these people, I spent $100. I got, let's just say 10 leads out of that. 2 of them booked a call. I spent $100. the 2 calls, one of them closed, and that was for $1,000, right? So I spent 100, made 1,000. Let me double that, triple that, quadruple that, and I'll quadruple the results. Hopefully on the back end, that's how it should work if you have a proven system that I also teach. So that's the process. That's the beauty of it. And I hope that was of value for you, because it's extremely simple, like I said, but obviously there's a lot of artistic work that goes into that scientific framework, right? So that's the science behind it. The art is what's really important for you to understand. And that's why I offer a one-to-one call with you. That's not a sales call. It's a strategy call where I'll literally sit down with you, break it all down, understand what it is you want to build, why you want to build it, how we're going to deliver that transformation, and then how to go about building all that stuff to make it extremely sexy. All the scripts involved, all the positioning, the messaging, all of the different inner workings, branding, colors, names, all the packaging and all that kind of good stuff for you, so you can absolutely crush it. And the curriculum structure, literally all the things that you're second guessing right now, I will solve for you. So hopefully this made a lot of sense. Hopefully this was really of value for you. Keep crushing it. Let's keep pushing forward, and I'll see you in the next video, guys. Peace.